to Carpool Worship. Are you ready to sing?
I've been practicing. No, guys, I'm not ready. My voice is not that good. But I'm gonna sing anyways.
Exactly. Don't you think one of the biggest things is like we're afraid sometimes to sing for the sake and like actually does it really matter?
That's me the first time I came to urban life. I was like, ooh, people are singing. They have great voices. And I don't.
And you were like, hello.
And I actually got convicted by...
Should we pick up someone with a better voice than both of us probably though?
Yes, to balance the equation.
Exactly.
Yes.
Hello.
Hey,
bro. That's
These baby girls. Sing for us.
Hello.
You're the one with the beautiful voice. Hit us with
yeah.
one more. I would beat you in loudness.
Did you know that when I started worship, I didn't want to sing. I only wanted to play guitar.
Huh?
Really?
Yeah. The worship
like,
leader at that
what?
time, Catherine, she put a microphone in front of me in one of the band practices. She was like, "You're gonna sing," and I was like, "No, I'm not."
Shout out to all the people that are like, "You're gonna do this,"
Yeah.
and it's like, actually, thanks for encouraging.
Yeah.
Moral of the story: give people mics. They'll sing.
But you actually, Chris, you have a cool story about worship and part of your like story of how you got saved. And I mean, I'll let you get into it because it is quite amazing.
Yeah. So I was probably about 9 or 10 years old, and my parents took my sister and I to go watch a rock band, a Christian rock band called Petra. We went to the show and I fell asleep before they even started playing. So I remember just falling asleep under my dad's feet. I don't even remember getting home. He probably carried me or whatever. But then I woke up the next morning and I just knew something was different. Like I felt incredibly joyful. I felt free. And I asked my dad, like, what happened? Because I feel so different. He was explaining to me I probably got baptized in the Holy Spirit.
Whoa.
So,
in your sleep.
But anyway, later on in life, I didn't pursue Jesus. I kind of went wayward, gone through rehab and relapsed from drugs and all of that. But desperately wanting Jesus, just not able to have freedom from drug addiction. And I remember walking into the building and worship was playing. I don't know what the song was. I can't remember what was preached, but I just remember crying during worship. And you know that ugly crying where you're trying to hold back the tears, and it's just, the more I try to push, the more I try to push it down, the more like I wanted to cry. And I was set free in that moment in worship from drug addiction. So I left the building free.
And for you, has there been like a song or, like maybe it is a song that you, for you has been like, no matter the season of life, no matter where you are, no matter like what is happening, but there's just like that song that is like, I always go back to it.
Let me quickly find it on my phone.
I'm gonna find it.
So I had a moment in the car with that David Crowder song.
Oh wow.
And I remember it was like Holy Spirit had just filled the car. I was in like the presence of God. It was incredible, weeping, crying, just I don't know what he was doing, but it was great. And then a couple of months I wanted to have that moment again. So then I put like that song on. And then like I was like, okay, where are you, God? I'm ready. And nothing happened. Let's quickly check.
That is one of the things, like, I love that, you know, like, we sometimes want to manufacture a moment, but like God is constantly meeting us where we are.
Yeah.
But actually it wasn't the song, it was God's presence.
There we go.
Now playing After All, Holy by David Crowder Band.
This is an old one.
It's an oldie.
I recognize the cover.
It's an oldie, yeah. So this song, when I heard, I was like, oh my gosh, God, you are incredible.
And then the chorus. For me, like, there is this thing of just like, when you sing like holy, I don't know, it just like, holy are you, Lord, like holy, holy. It seems like so simple, but it gets me every time because it's just like God's holiness. Like I can't even like comprehend.
He's holy and he welcomes us into that, which is like, and we don't deserve it. I think that's what this whole song was about for me. Is like, I grew up in a really good household and went a totally wrong direction. Yet God still welcomed me in and healed me and restored me and revealed his love.
There's no like, whoa, that salvation story, like every salvation story. And I know for you, like you also, your story is amazing. right? Like, tell us a little bit of your story.
Grew up in a very nice, I would say my mom really loved Christ, even now, till this day. She would, motivate me, hey, you gotta go to church. And I found a place in church, but when you get to high school, it's different. As a kid, I did find a place there. But yeah, as you grow up, you get influenced by many things. Trying to impress people at school, trying to look good. So that happened. I had my whole gap of not actually going to church. Had a season where I was really deep into, I kind of lost who I was. And there wasn't any direction. It was just like, hey, if someone would say something in terms of not being pleased by how I act, I would try to, change to fill out those people. So that made my life a thing of like, hey, I would do things that I really didn't follow through with. Yeah. So it's like I would do it because the guys are doing it. Yeah. And then there was a whole lot of that, and then that became my character where I would smoke every day, drink alcohol. That was like what I had, the standard I had to uphold, but it wasn't enough. There isn't any amount of smoking that can make you feel like, okay, now I'm good forever. There isn't. You always trying to get that
next high.
Yeah, the next high.
The
but
next thing.
There isn't any. So a friend invited me to church, actually. This is where the funny part is.
Yeah, invitations.
To dance. In coming here, the community was like so great. I never felt being with a group of people who just want you to be who you are. They like giving off love. It's not like they're trying to make you change. They're spotting out things about you. Hey, look at your hair. Why do you have to? No, they're just accepting you as who you are, and that kind of like showed me a picture of Christ that back then I didn't know of. It was like, hey, come, you are part of us now. So I was like, okay, I want to get involved. I want to be, part of this. I remember there was Pastor Mike. We used to collect us from home and then bring us to church. I would be excited every time to just come, before the internship started.
Cool.
Be like, hey, Sunday I'm in. This was back when I didn't have a church. I just got out of church, just chilling at home. I was like, every Sunday I'm gonna commit to this thing.
And now
I did.
you work for the church.
I do.
Like literally, like turn around.
Yeah.
Which is just like, it's amazing. It's when I first heard your story, I was like, that is incredible. Like how God, and it is a simple thing. Like it's an invitation. It's an invitation to come. It's an invitation to be a part of it. But what for you in this season would you say is a song that you're singing and declaring, and like it's seeing you through the season?
This season or that season?
Well, I mean, you can pick.
You can pick.
Just tell us.
In that season, the church was going through this series, Catch the Wind, I think.
I remember that. Yeah. Catch the
and
Wind.
we were singing this song, We Need a Fresh Fire. And Chris was singing actually. I want to burn. My heart is ready. God, if I burn, I burn for you. Give me a fresh fire. Give me a fresh fire. I want what you desire. I wanna burn for you.
Such a good song.
It's a great song.
Such a good song.
But it's those moments where like something sweet happens. I don't know how. God is amazing, but I mean, how cool is it that He meets us through music?
Yeah.
In an intimate, precious way that changes our lives drastically.
For me, even like this past Sunday at church, we sang Goodness of God. And like when it started, it was literally just like something shifted in the room, and it was like, oh my goodness, like
and people were singing,
but it was like, now we're gonna sing of the goodness of God. Yes.
I can sometimes when I come back home and Freeman is in the kitchen, he's just practicing for a Sunday to play guitar, and then he's just singing the song. I'm like, wow, now I'm in the mood to listen to worship. Maybe there's like a lot of things in my mind, but just hearing someone praise and worship God
Worship.
kind of gives me that punch. Hey, come on.
Here we go.
All my life you have been faithful. All my life you have been so, so good. All my life you have been so, so good. How the goodness of God.
And then she goes up.
That's the best part.
Your goodness is running out, it's running out to me. Your goodness is running out, it's running out to me.
Yeah, it's a great song.
It's like there's just something in it, but while we were literally like singing that now, I feel like there might be people that are watching, and it's hard for you to sing about the goodness of God. I'm gonna stop for a second because I think that there's something like there are people that believe that like His goodness is not running after you. And in this moment, I just want to encourage you and remind you that His goodness is running after you. And maybe it's just that this is the song for you. Actually, this is a song for someone in this season to go, I'm going to sing and declare about the goodness of God. And as you do that, I believe that as you speak and you declare that with your mouth, something is going to shift. And you might not see it immediately, and you might not experience it immediately, but I feel like that's a word for someone. Declare the goodness of God. That's
really
just,
good.
I'm really
Beautiful.
amazing. And in that timing, we have got to our destination.
Woo!
Thank you so much for joining us for Carpool Worship. Please
you,
wait before
Kels.
you exit the car. Make sure that all seatbelt signs are off.
Oopsie.